And we are live again for another WrestlePurists Dynamite review. The last Dynamite before we head into Forbidden Door this weekend in Long Island. And it was quite the show. They had a few different characters popping up, some familiar faces from previous Forbidden Door seasons. Got a lot to get into on this episode. Not just from Dynamite, but from announcements made today as well from Tony Khan. And there was also the media briefing as well. So if you guys have any questions about that, we can get into that as well. I was on the call. I have a thread on my page if you want to go read about some of the keynotes. But before we get into that, please do like, subscribe, send any super chats if you're feeling generous, and we will get into those throughout the show. But before any of that, I am joined today by Rob and Marcus. We are back again for the Dynamite review. Marcus, how are you doing this week?
I'm good. It's hot as all heck out here in Florida. It's raining. It's misty, but Dynamite was good. Forbidden Door on Sunday. Whole lot of stuff to talk about, especially announcements that was made today about the buy-in. Ready to get into it.
Hell yeah, sounds good. And Rob, you have not been on the Dynamite review for a minute now. How does it feel to be back? How are you doing today?
Well, I'm usually a Stamford guy. They call me for a WWE show. I gotta pull up. I gotta show out for the team. They say I am an unofficial member of the Bump in some places, but needless to say, AO is will not be here this week or next week. So
yes,
I had to fill in. I had to come in, do the job, put the jumpsuit on, and fill in for the show and talk about what I thought at least was I didn't think it was a very good Dynamite show, but I enjoyed the Dynamite show that I watched. There were some things that I didn't enjoy and some things that I didn't, and a lot that I did enjoy, and I'm ready to talk about it for my first Thursday in about 7, I want to say.
Been a minute.
7 months.
A whole lot of time.
7 months. Has it really been Wow.
I started the Raw review like I think a week or two later afterwards.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that checks out. But yeah, I thought Dynamite, I think it was not as good as last week's episode, but last week's was like one of the best of the year, so I'm not really as surprised. But I think as a go home show, it did a pretty good job of selling some last minute things on the Forbidden Door card. I'm sure we'll see more of that coming from Rampage and Collision as well. We will let some more super chats filter in before we get to those. So let's go straight into Dynamite. We opened up with MJF's music hitting, which is
Of course we did.
always a fun time, I guess, if you're into that. But he didn't get to say a whole lot because of not 5 minutes, not 5 seconds into him having the mic in the ring, Daniel Garcia's music hit. And of course, they were in Buffalo, New York last night, so he got a massive reaction from his hometown crowd. And these two had a little bit of a back and forth, but not in a negative way. They were kind of just like praising each other and the work that they've done within AEW. I can't remember specifics, but Danny was like, I want to come out here and thank you for everything that you've done and say good things about MJF. That was the line that he said. Talking about his success as champion and MJ and how MJF gave him the opportunity, and since then he's like been on a run of a lifetime, that sort of thing. And Max kind of returned the favor a little bit, and he was doing his shilling bit where he was like, come to the pay-per-view, come see me in Memphis, you know how MJF does. And then there was a few lines in there, I'm sure I'm forgetting important things from this promo, but the thing that most people fixated on was the fact that MJF laid out a challenge for Daniel Garcia at Wembley Stadium. So this isn't the first time All In has been addressed this year so far, because obviously the Owen Hart Cup tournaments, the winners of those will get title shots respectively at that pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. But this is the first actual hint of a match challenge that we've had. But we never got confirmation on it, because out came the international champion, Will Ospreay, who made a really bad joke about the fact that he ejaculates fast in bed. Do with that what you will. We will all have our opinions on that one. But he essentially told Garcia that he respects the way he's going about trying to get an international title shot and the fact that he's racking up wins. And after Forbidden Door, he'll put both belts on the line, because Ospreay is very confident about the fact that he is walking out of Forbidden Door as world champion as well after his match with
Swerve.
Yeah. But interestingly enough, Ospreay did ignore Max's presence in the ring, and MJF looked very slighted about it. And after Ospreay left, Danny tried to answer Max's challenge, and Max was just like, focus on Ospreay right now. We'll circle back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, being said, this was quite the long opening segment, a whole lot of chatting.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Like, that was me trying to do a brief summary, and there was like probably parts that I missed. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of yapping. I didn't think there was anything overly offensive about it. I could have done with, I didn't need all the buddy stuff, but I do like the fact that a big star was giving Daniel Garcia credit in his hometown. But do I think Danny should have just gotten promo time on his own? Yes. It is what it is. Marcus, what do you make of this? All of this segment?
So, like, there was parts I really, really hated and parts that I liked quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
The parts I liked quite a bit were the ending and Swerve's promo afterwards. So let's start at the beginning.
We will get to that too.
So at the beginning, MJF's doing his thing, because MJF's promo style isn't for me, really.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very good talker, but he's not the great promo in the sense that his content could be all over the damn place.
Surface level.
This was one of them examples where it was all over the place, because then it comes out, it starts off good, where it's like, basically, bro, you in my city, watch what you say.
Yeah.
And then he just says, oh, I'm going to say a whole bunch of nice things about MJF. He gave me a title shot last year. He's done a lot for me. He's backstage. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell, sir. Like, you ain't gotta be like that, Daddy. Come on now.
Yeah.
It came, and then MJF stuff talking about, dang, he's been a part of the best moments of AEW history. That's good, Cap. I ain't gonna lie to you. But like that's kind of a product of Garcia's stop-start tenure here. Like
Yes.
he's had moments, but it just kind of leads to nothing a lot of the time. So I'm not really buying this all too much. I tried to suspend disbelief until he said the best moments in AEW history thing because
Yeah.
I like Daniel Garcia. And then he basically humors him with the whole Wembley thing, which good and damn well that's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And Ospreay comes out, kind of does the same thing in sort of his own little way. Where say, hey, I'm gonna give you a title shot Beach Break next week. Yeah, I'm gonna win the world title on Sunday, so we're gonna have a double championship match.
Yeah.
Which again feeds into the whole Ospreay part of he's completely not focused on what's going on Sunday. He's doing way too much all at once, and it'll probably come crashing down on him. Poor Danny, he just kind of felt like he was a Ferrari for a little bit, and then the actual Ferrari pulled up, and then it came shifting into focus with him and Max. Where Max looked pissed off that Ospreay just ignored him, and the camera kind of went to him like, "Is he really still in my spotlight right now?" And then he just completely flips tone the minute Ospreay leaves the damn ring, and that was that. Yeah, that Swerve basically buried the whole damn thing. Like, what the hell is this? Like, Ospreay, are you okay? You have to still win the match. Who are you to be given title shots? Step one, you said double title. You ain't got two of them. You still gotta handle business.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah, Swerve is not happy that Ospreay is overlooking the fact that they do have that is 99% going to be the main event of Forbidden Door this coming Sunday. Yeah, Rob, what did you make of this opening 20 minutes or so of Dynamite?
The fact that it was 20 minutes was crazy. That's not what Dynamite's about.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing. I think it was about 20 minutes. I'm not sure.
No, so I think somebody said last night it was I think Chris said it last night it was 15.
Okay,
but
it felt like
needless to say, basically, I mean, they still had a commercial break afterwards. So needless to say, the first 20 minutes of Dynamite is still crazy. We don't do that. The first 15 minutes of a Dynamite segment being a promo segment is crazy. That's not what Dynamite is about. Dynamite's never really done that kind of thing, and it's never really worked for them. So, but I liked some of the stuff in the promo. I didn't like the idea of what they were trying to go for. It felt like they were trying to go for MJF holding Danny's hand in his hometown to basically guide him through a promo that he basically could have cut himself, because we've seen Daniel Garcia cut good live promos and good backstage promos.
Yeah.
It also basically gave off a sense of him basically just dick riding MJF, and it's just like, I get why you would like the premise of it, but the way you went about it is, I don't like it. Will coming out at the end and basically cucking MJF, I found that kind of funny.
I like that part a lot.
It helped me quite a lot.
I also, because it's just like MJF just went off and stood in the corner and was like, all right, I guess we're doing this. I didn't see this, but I guess I just don't exist now.
Yeah, it's fuck me now, huh?
He's like, well, we're longest reigning world champion. Just pushed to the side, pushed us to the side in the corner.
I guess so. Yeah.
But yeah, I did like Will basically being like, yeah, bro, because I'm beating Swerve on Sunday. So I like the confidence of which he said, yo, I'm winning Sunday, so let's make it a double title match. And I did enjoy Swerve afterwards, basically just being like, yo, y'all just basically did a dick riding section. Like, what is happening here? So
where they do that at?
That ass, he's like, I just threatened to kill you last week, and you out here dick riding? Come on, bro.
And we got a match in the main event tonight. Like, what you doing?
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Swerve did say about how Ospreay's already looking past, like, not only Forbidden Door, but the main event of Dynamite, which was them two teaming up together. And it really does feel like with Ospreay, they're playing into this story of he's coming to AEW on fire to such a level that he is just taking on so much at once, because if he's used to being the top guy of a company, like that's what he's done. Like a lot of his run, he was one of the top guys in New Japan. He was the man of British wrestling for the better part of about 6 years. Like, so it's a very interesting story. I don't know how much I like how convoluted it's getting, but like we also criticize them for not building to All In early enough last year. So I'm glad they're trying things.
Yeah,
Is it all hitting? Meh.
It depends who you ask. It's more like I like the actual story of him and Swerve itself, of him just taking on a whole lot. Because last week he stuck his nose in Dan Garcia getting jumped by Gates of Agony. MJF comes out, he comes out, and he ends up getting into a fight with Brian Cage and have to defend his title on Collision.
Yeah.
So again, he's putting way too much on his plate, and then they're kind of paying off the return promo from Dynamite that MJF had, where he mentioned Ospreay. Yeah. So we're getting to that really early. So I enjoy that, and I enjoy top stars interacting on TV. So I'm fine with it.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it will even out a little bit once Forbidden Door is in the books as well, because of like there's only so many things you can build to at once, and we're getting the Swerve match, we're getting the Garcia match, and then it will be all clear focus from that.
It's just the Garcia part. Like, where does he go from here? Because you know damn well he's not getting Ospreay next week.
I know, and it's really confusing. I think that's why they didn't do the match in Buffalo, because I was convinced that was going to be in Buffalo last night, and then they announced the tag match. I was just like, okay, I guess Danny's not getting a match in Buffalo. Fucking crazy that he didn't have a match, by the way. Like, most guys get a match in there.
I get he had like a promo segment, but like a match is no match is crazy unless he's hurt. No match.
Yeah, fair point. But before we go on to the next segment of Dynamite and actually talk about some wrestling on this show, we do have a couple of super chats if you want to bring those up, Rob.
All right, let's see. Engine Lee Merchant, as I'll call him, $2. All of a sudden, Forbidden Door calls on anabolics. # roids good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't know about the Acclaimed being on the card.
That's just what it is.
I mean, they're facing the Elite, obviously, but like, I don't know about the Acclaimed being on the card and fucking Mystico not being on the card. I'm glad that there's basically been an uprising and a movement on Twitter to move this match to the main card because it should be on the main card. I could list out a couple of matches that's on that main card that should not be on the main card, but we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
So who?
So,
big learning tree, Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Just real quick, if you guys somehow missed the announcement that took over Twitter earlier, Mystico is teaming up with the Lucha Bros to face LIJ, and it's Tsuji, Hiromu, and Titan.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I did remember. I couldn't remember if it was Titan or Bushu, but it's Titan, which is good choice.
Bushu is crazy.
But it's very New Japan to send Bushi, I think. So yeah, that match is on the pre-show, which is wild to me, absolutely wild. But at least Mystico's on the card. I'm excited about that. And Lucha Bros are free from the clutches of AAA. So
Rocky did it, baby.
Rocky did it, baby.
Hey, I'm gonna say right now,
I think this means that the Lucha Bros are doing World Tag League later this year. Bookmark this stream.
They showed the Lucha Bros during a video package. One of Japan show back.
Yeah, and I remember people going crazy about that on Twitter because like people don't know. A lot of people don't know already. AAA and like CMLL have a beef over the dumbest thing, but it's still a beef. So,
I would say dumb, but
there's a whole lot to it. But like, it's beef in Mexico. I ain't touching that. Like, that is not my business. I will just enjoy CMLL.
It's a whole lot, bro. Like, if you don't know about it, just ask somebody that's the next bro. Ask Lucha Blog on Twitter, bro. He'll tell you all about it.
Also, this is exactly why Mystico has been added to the match, because Mystico was whooping Hiromu's ass all weekend, and he has been beating his ass all week.
Yep.
He unmasked Mystico. That's the other part.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Also announced for the pre-show yesterday, Dynamite, I don't know. Chris Statlander is teaming up with Momo to take on. I think this was announced on Dynamite, but I'm going to talk about it now because I'm getting into the pre-show stuff now. All right, okay, yeah. Chris is teaming up with Momo to take on Willow and Tam Nakano. So we're getting more of the Stardom women on this card, which is absolutely something that we all wanted to see. Very, very excited about that. And then also on the pre-show is Mariah's first Owen Hart Cup match, which is against Saraya. Take that as you will. But there's 4 women's match on this card.
And they're all really good, and they've been built up really well.
Yeah,
And
they all
they're
make
really exciting.
sense.
They're gonna be kick ass, bro. I'm with it.
Hell yeah, man. Honestly, I've talked about it on Twitter a few times, but the women's the build of the women's stories this year has carried most of the Forbidden Door build. It's been crazy.
Yeah, because it's just like the way that they've been using Mina in these spots has been really well too. It's
and
not
really
like
well
she just-
received as well.
Yeah.
It's not like a lot of these things. Well, I'm not being critical of it, but it's not like a lot of these matches where it was just like, oh, we need to have a match for Forbidden Door. Here's this person. It's this story has basically been built for half a year now. It feels like since like February, March, whenever Mina first showed up. So Mania weekend probably.
Yep.
I think it was Mania weekend. Yeah, it's been building since April pretty much. So
yeah. So
let's get to this
Jumanji
next
Hunter.
weekend.
$2. I know it won't happen, but Mina/Tony can main event. Nope. No.
Listen,
I mean,
it won't, but
it won't.
it absolutely could. It could warrant being the main event.
It's
been one of the best build matches.
Yeah, like if Swerve versus Ospreay wasn't
if
on
it
this
wasn't
card,
Swerve
then
Ospreay,
yeah, I would do it 100% if it was.
Since Swerve and Ospreay is on this card, hell no.
Yeah.
No.
But I have enjoyed a lot of the build. It's been very well done. The matches that they've done in between have been very good. The stuff with Tony and Mina, that dynamic with Mariah has been great. And that's going to lead to the next chapter of the story with Mariah and the Owen. So,
hell yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
And my whole thing is it's also like this is Swerve's third pay-per-view as champion. Not third. Second pay-per-view as champion, pretty much. And he should not no.
No, you were right.
Yeah, no,
you're right.
Wait, he won the belt at Dynasty.
Yeah, he won it at Dynasty, and then he didn't main event Double or Nothing from what I remember. So he definitely should main event this show.
Oh, that is true.
That's what started happening to Hangman during his reign. You know, he wasn't main eventing all the big Dynamite shows they had. Lessons his reign. So. Thank you for the super chat. Elite Merchant $2. Dave/Conan, come outside. We need to have a conversation.
Come outside.
Listen.
Come on now.
Dave had call him Dave. Meltzer had some interesting things to say about when people were first talking about luchadors being used on Dynamite and certain people can't appear because the CMLL guys are here, and then that immediately got debunked because they did appear on the same shows. This is why, like, when it comes to all that stuff, I was just like, I'm just gonna watch the product and see what happens, because you never know. Wrestling politics changes so fast that someone could report something and it could be genuinely accurate for that like 10-minute period, and something could change. So I'm not saying that Dave was right about any of that, though, because I do think Conan was feeding him some bullshit. So
Conan was 100% feeding bullshit. Like, come on now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not defending Conan at all. I just think that wrestling changes so much that it's just easier just watch the company sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with Dave too. Is like Dave doesn't like he speculates things sometimes, but he doesn't like directly say this. If he says something is directly happening, then that's probably because he got told some information that was wrong.
Yeah. He single sources a lot these days. Like he doesn't like double, triple check as much as he used to.
Because he don't give a fuck. I mean, he feel like he don't give a fuck no more. He's like, y'all gonna listen regardless. So
pretty much.
People are always gonna aggregate it. People are always gonna run it.
Whether I'm right or wrong, he gonna get this headline.
You gonna listen to this clip on the Observer on YouTube? It don't matter.
If I was there, I'd just be like, "Yo, bro, this is shit people told me. I don't know what y'all want me to do. Get off my dick."
That was her, bro. Yeah, what it is.
I think the lesson with that is always take any wrestling reports, unless they're coming directly from the wrestler, even when they're coming directly from a wrestler, with a grain of salt, because you never know.
Especially from wrestlers.
Yeah. But back to the Dynamite. Wait, I saw this and it popped me. F4W price increase last week.
He said, "Hey man, y'all gonna listen to it.
Incredible.
Price went up, baby." Yeah, he like Netflix out you.
Oh dear, that is very funny. But back to Dynamite. Next up was the Blackpool Combat Club. It was Wheeler Yuta, John Moxley, and Claudio Castagnoli versus Los I can never say this. LIJ. I'm not trying to pronounce it.
Ingobernables de Japón.
Thank you. It's them, yes. And it was Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Titan. I'm so happy Titan is so involved in like the last little stretch of this Forbidden Door build, because he is such an incredible talent. And last year's BOSJ, I have not watched all of this year's BOSJ. He had such an incredible performance, and then New Japan never really capitalized on it. So I'm glad he's getting this AEW airtime, because more people deserve to see him wrestle. I think he's a phenomenal talent.
Yeah, I'm just glad he got this match on AEW, because last time he was on AEW, he got with this match also, Brian was on commentary. They were he was doing his Brian bit as he always does. They were selling the match with Shingo at Forbidden Door. I'm so excited for that. But this was a lot of fun. It was quite chaotic, as these matches tend to be. It was a very much road to New Japan tag, like the week, like the day before a pay-per-view type of beat. A really good preview for some cool stuff coming up at the pay-per-view. We got to see that Claudio and Shingo, those Claudio and Shingo interactions was... I need that match, man. I need them to have a singles match.
On Saturday, please? Or they already taped Saturday. Never mind.
They already taped. You know what? Just film it in New York. I'll be there. Just host it. Just do a dark match. I don't know. I'll be there.
Sure, I'm with it.
Yeah, I am with it as well. But this match didn't go as long as I thought it was going to, but the finish popped me so much because they did a genuine TQ where Mox was just like, fuck this.
Yo, Mox was just like, I seen that. Like, I wasn't paying attention towards the end of the match, but because I was doing something at the same time. But then I fucking looked, and all of a sudden I heard a bell, and I looked up, and I was like, what the fuck happened? And Mox looked pissed. He was like, what the fuck?
He just brought a chair in and whacked the room with it.
Y'all like Hiromu?
Mox was like, what the fuck?
Speaking of good performances, Hiromu also showed out here. And we've all seen how Hiromu wrestles in the US sometimes. We all saw that Mustafa Ali match at Windy City Riot. We've all seen that match. He wore the long pants. He was locked in. We had some great stuff in this match. And following the match, we got they were brawling as they were because of it ended in no DQ. They were all just kind of scuffling about, and then Tetsuya Naito's music hit. And what was really funny to me is that Mox stopped brawling and rolled into the ring, and brother, he could have brawled for 3 more minutes before Naito even came out.
Naito was chilling, man. He had the sweet t-shirt on that big. He was vibing.
He was vibing. He was fully suited up, and he was just taking his time to come down the ramp and get rid of his gear. Mox got sick of it and rolled out and went after him, and they were brawling. And then Shingo was laying it in on Wheeler Yuta, and at that point Brian came off a commentary and was just like, "Fuck this," because of Shingo did the elbows to the side of the neck that they do. Thank you, those. And Brian and Shingo came face to face. They didn't touch each other. They were very respectful in their face to face. It was quite funny, but this
was. I could really fuck you up right now if I really wanted to. I'm not going to.
I'm gonna spare you for Sunday. It's what it is.
He said, "I'm just letting you know what it feels like."
Yeah, it's look what I'm doing to your young boy. This is what you're getting on Saturday, type of thing. I kind of just loved all of this. I thought the match was really fun. I genuinely don't care that it was a DQ because I really thought that T-Town was going to get pinned and he didn't. So I was just like, great, this is awesome. All the brawl was afterwards was a lot of fun, and the faces to faces really sold me. Not that I needed selling on either of these two matches, but it sold people more on the two matches happening this weekend. We've kind of been chatting about it throughout me listing what had happened, but Marcus, your overall thoughts on the BCC and LIJ beef that's going on
I thought it was beast.
Yeah.
First of all, to talk about the work itself, man, them LIJ boys came to work, boy. Hiromu, again, we've seen he's kind of been spinning the hamster wheel for a minute because he's still kind of stuck as a junior. He doesn't really want to move up. He's done everything you possibly can. He's out here rocking jorts now and whatever. Now he came with the pants. He was big time bomb. He was out here working. The exchanges were fire. T-Time was great as usual. The Shingo and Claudio exchanges were awesome. They just beat the hell out of each other, really.
Yeah.
And then I remember when T-Time was going to tag out, he was in there with Mox. He just hit him with the insecurity. He knocked the shit out of Mox.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that might have been why the Mox was just like, fuck this. Like,
they just knocked the dog shit out of him. And then the DQ finish was hilarious. It was like one of them like interpromotional tags from like the 80s and 90s where no one's taking a pin. Yeah. No one wants to look weak. So just say fucking and throw it out as a DQ or just do a double count or whatever the hell you may do. Mox just got the chair, got the brawling. Get the fight in. Naito comes out with the music. By the way, Buffalo, I'm very disappointed in the lack of pop for Naito. Do better.
Yeah, that was like, we know who Naito is. Like, he is very often shown to like the AEW audience in Forbidden Door season. I was surprised that he didn't get more of a reaction.
It was weird, but like again, him just taking his sweet ass time. He was suited and booted up, put that bitch off. He took him about like 3-4 minutes. T-shirt Naito came out, but he bought a little bit.
Bro, I can't lie, bro. If I'm in LIJ, I feel some type of way, nigga. Why are you watching me get beat up?
Right? Like,
I don't like that.
I got hit with a chair.
I'm not fucking with that, bro. Like, why are you just sitting there watching me get beat? We got to throw hands after our segment is over, bro.
Like Naito, get up, do something.
Like, why, nigga, wake up, bro?
That's right.
Bro. Let's go. I know you got a match Sunday, but damn, help us.
But, I enjoyed everything that took place here. I even enjoyed Mox's reaction to the shoot DQ when he was just like, okay. I enjoy Teton is in that 0 hour match that should go on the main card.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad that Teton is in town. He has something to do this weekend.
Yes.
That's actually live, not Collision. The thing about the Naito matches, bro, we gotta compile a list of wrestlers right quick. We have to compile a list of wrestlers that have to go on the Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles retreatment plan. Because AJ Styles came back from an ankle injury, then disappeared off TV for a month. He wasn't hurt, and came back on the craziest cycle he's ever been on.
Like a damn action figure, bro.
He's not healed. He still says he had an interview like after he came back that said when he wakes up in the morning he feels like shit. So he's not completely healed. But fucking Rey Mysterio, Tommaso Ciampa, all of these people that have gotten these stem cell surgeries, they all look like, bro, they look like totally new human. Bro, Rey Mysterio's just doing an interview with I forgot who it was he was doing an interview with the other day, but he was just like, yeah, man, I feel so much better. You know, I don't hurt anymore. I can still run like so he's if he is sitting there saying, yo, Tanahashi, bro, please. It's not that hard, bro.
Naito, please.
Still work out now. So I don't know why you're sitting here running from the surgery, but you gotta run to the surgery.
Like today. Like right now today.
Right now today.
Well, after the pay-per-view. But right now today.
Oh yeah, after the pay-per-view, definitely.
Yeah.
That fucking Sonata match. Oh boy.
Oh boy, is there someone I'm glad hasn't popped up this Forbidden Door season.
Well, Sonata's IWGP World Heavyweight Champion last year was crazy in hindsight.
The fact that match was why Jack Perry turned heel is the funniest bit of lore that people ever forget.
Yo, Chuck, you didn't fuck with Jungle Boy versus Sonata?
My favorite thing about that match was how much Toronto was popping for Red Shoes.
Shout out Red Shoes.
Shout out Red Shoes. I hope he's here this weekend. I'm very excited to see him ref again.
Don't be like Ibu. Listen. I'm first of all, I don't do that. But the thing is like, bro, y'all gonna have to cry. Like if a surgery, if a wrestler can have a surgery that makes him feel 100% better than he does now and turn him into the person he used to be, why would you not want him to do that?
Indeed.
But he's gonna be out for several months.
I don't believe this. I believe that they have a shit ton of money. Naito and Tana have a shit ton of money.
I was gonna say, I don't think that they need Bushiroad to pay for that.
They're not broke. No. Tanahashi especially. You know how many Wrestle Kingdoms that nigga main evented? He is not broke.
And he's the president. He in the office.
He is quite literally the president. Like,
if he wanted to call Okada tomorrow and be like, "Yo, I'm getting this surgery. You gonna pay for it?" Okada would be like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm Tanahashi. Yes, sir. Got you." 100%.
Oh dear.
Oh, we got a couple of super chats here.
I was gonna say we would get into some super chats before we go on to the next match. We went on a tangent.
Let's see. Remember, guys, when you do the super chats, this is what we do on the Raw review. When you guys do the super chats, if you have any answers to the question that you have in these super chats, but you didn't get to get them on because we're live on air right now, answer them in the comment section. If you use the comment section, you not only get to chat with some of the WrestlePurists members, because we do be reading some of y'all comments, but you also get to interact with the show, and you get to feel like you're part of the show. So let's keep getting these super chats and ask anything you want. Don't ask direct scoop because we're not giving them. Honest the Sultan, $2. Get transphobes. I don't know what the Rands is. Get the transphobes out of my wrestling company. 100%. 100%.
Yes, absolutely. Trans rights are human rights. Full stop.
Especially. Adam Legend, $2. Garcia versus Butcher on Collision in Buffalo, by the way.
All right, okay, but it's taped. It's not live on Dynamite. Come on, man. That is such a cop out. I get your point. That is such a cop out.
It's not the
honestly. What match could you have switched the Garcia match with on this Dynamite that y'all didn't care about?
Ain't too many.
The Jericho segment.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah. But that was
how much time did that take?
Oh no, it felt like 7 years. But I'm being pedantic. You know, they could have there's things they could have done to make room for a Garcia match live on Dynamite. Like they could have. I don't know which match I would have put on the Collision, but I'm not the booker. It's not my problem.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, honestly. But that's such a funny ass match to me.
That is. Is the Butcher from Buffalo as well?
Mm-hmm. It was billed as the Battle of Buffalo.
Incredible stuff.
All right. The next super chat, Elite Merchant, $5. Think Dragon could be one of Naito's challengers post G1 on the road to the Dome. Could continue this pseudo BCC LIJ feud and open some possibilities.
I'll be down.
I hope so.
I hope so. That could be a lot of fun.
Dragon, I feel like Dragon is gonna work the big shows only. The ones that he wants to work afterwards. So he's gonna do a couple more Wrestle Kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? Him falling into that role is a good thing. Better than going back to WWE and doing what?
Exactly. Like he'll do Wrestle Kingdoms. He'll probably do a Dominion here and there, maybe.
Well, shit, we can't even talk about him going to WWE because apparently they can't even pay. They can't even pay for WrestleMania to go to a big city no more. So,
y'all can't happen?
Nah, bro. We fuck with you. You're not fucking with Indiana, Chuck.
You rocking with Nap City?
I can't say that I'm dying to go.
Indiana pretty bad. Bro, AEW never go there. Bro, $4.99. Lost so much respect for MJF for getting that new hairline. I mean, I don't.
A man's got to do what a man's got to do.
He doing his thing. He tried.
Like, I'm not gonna shame the man for getting a head BBL, bro. If that's what he wanted to do, he could do that, bro. That's his thing. That's his
BBL Maxwell.
That's his vibe, bro. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
He booked that flight to Turkey.
Sometimes you have to do. A man has to do what he has to do to retain his reputation.
Yeah, how else was gonna bet Miss Alicia, man? She told him to go book that flight. He went and booked that flight.
Listen, sometimes when you're watching Shawn Michaels matches with people, bro, all they mention is that hairline, and maybe MJF doesn't want that.
Yeah, he about 27, 28, so he trying to preserve it. You feel me?
I'm all about people doing what they need to do for their own self-esteem. I respect it.
100%, 100%. That's it for the super chats for now. Remember, guys, answer the questions in the comments, and please leave more super chats if you have any more questions. What's the
Yes,
next
we will
segment on
keep
Dynamite,
getting
Chuck?
to them. The next segment was JY versus Rey Fenix? Yes, Rey Fenix. I'm reading from my notes, and I put Penta in brackets as well because he was also out there. Confused myself. Anyways, this match started with chaos because of obviously JY came out with the Bang Bang Gang. He had both the guns with him and Juice Robinson. Robinson,
Are
and
you okay,
then
Chuck?
I am. It is a lot of talking being the host. And then
Like
Rey Fenix came out with Penta and the hype man Alex Abrahantes. And to be fair, I don't usually pop for when they're doing the zero miedos. It kind of annoys me. But then the guns responding with the guns up and getting the crowd involved. I did enjoy that dynamic before the match started. I thought it was a lot of fun. But the ref got sick of it, threw them all out. And we just had.
I gotta talk about this part right here because one, the funniest part is that people got thrown out immediately, which almost never happens in AEW.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was Rick Knox of all the referees to do it, that I am convinced that is a bit that they just did because why the hell not? That is a bit.
It was good shit. The crowd was super into it. Then Jay White was complaining that his boys had been thrown out, and Rey Fenix almost got him right off the bat. He rolled him up for a quick 2 count, and then we got into this match. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of both these wrestlers. I love seeing Fenix in singles competition because I think he is absolutely incredible. Jay White, very established wrestler in his own right. I'm also a big fan of him. And of course, Jay White did get the win with the Blade Runner at the end of the match, because that's how matches work. So Jay White is on to the next round of the Owen Hart Cup tournament and will be facing whoever wins the Jarrett wildcard match next week on Beach Break. Before we talk a little bit about that, we'll talk about who we think the wildcard is in a second. But Rob, what did you think of this match with Jay White and Rey Fenix?
Jay White, I feel like Jay White is in the stage where he's just like, I'm not gonna say he's just coasting, because that would be like, if he's actually trying, that would be extremely disrespectful to say he's just coasting. But I will say it feels like he's in a stage where he knows he's a star, and he knows that he pretty much he can come on the screen. He still has some of that old New Japan aura that he used to have over there that radiates to the screen. So that really helps him in retaining some of his personality on the show. I also feel like his work with guys like lucha guys is also really good, because I feel like the luchadors make him work rather than him working a fucking Ricky Starks or a Shawn Spears, which never should happen, and them just coasting through the match. So I did enjoy Jay White's work here. Rey Fenix, I'm not really saying much about, because it's Rey Fenix. He's always spectacular. He's always fantastic. It's surprising, because I was watching this with some people, and I was like, yo, Rey Fenix, it's actually pretty crazy that Rey Fenix is still good, considering he had a hip injury, because a lot of people, Undertaker had several hip injuries, was never the same again. Yeah. So, it's crazy he's coming back from this hip injury. He's still good as he used to be.
Hell no, Rey Fenix, he might be hurt right now. You don't know it.
Yeah, absolutely. To your point, though, I do agree. Like, when Jay White wrestles the luchadors in AEW, because that's not something he really got to do in New Japan all that much. He gets plugged into their type of matchup rather than the luchador getting plugged into the Jay White match. And I feel like that really works for him, because he gets to like explore more in the match and that sort of thing. But Marcus, wow, I will get my words out eventually. Marcus, what were your thoughts on this?
I know them words hard, Charles, but you gotta sign them things out.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
Not just fucking with you. But anyway, I had a good time with this match. Like, with Jay White and finishing sequences, you know what they're gonna be. It's basically counter. Oh shit, he got you in the Blade Runner 1, 2, 3. Yeah. But I did enjoy a lot of the work beforehand. Rey Fenix is incredible. He's like top 5 for me on that roster, who's probably never going to win the world championship, but he is incredible. He'll go out there, give you 7 to 15 minutes of brilliance every single time out.
Yeah.
And always put Jay White in there with luchadors. Because the thing we tend to forget about Jay is like, yeah, before he started adjusting his style and started slowing down, and he was basically just a big counter guy, he had a lot of moves in his bag, especially when he was a young boy in ROH. There was an Osprey match where he was doing a lot of good shit. Then he turned into Kiwi Randy Orton, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, well, no, I've always been a Jay White fan, and I think part of my issue with him in AEW right now is that like he's doing this trio stuff, which is like there's nothing wrong with that. I think he's done some really great stuff in like the trios and tags divisions when he's been inserted into them, but they keep doing the single stuff as well, and it's like it's confusing. Like watching it, it's just like, should I be invested in Jay White as a singles wrestler or Jay White as 1/3 of the trios champion sort of thing? And like they kind of teased the Freebird rule in, and then they threw that straight back out, and I'm just like, I don't know really what's going on with him half the time, but as long as he's on my TV and doing good stuff, I don't really care. I'm a Jay White fan. I like seeing him do stuff. Very, very funny that he is once again not involved in Forbidden Door, though. They really took that Jay White can't wrestle in New Japan step real serious.
This man David Finlay really said, "Hey, bro, you're not welcome in my ring. You gotta check in."
like David Finlay, who's not even on the pay-per-view.
Now listen, guys. This is the same Gato that is watching House of Torture every week. Every week, watching House of Torture punch a referee in the face, and he does nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, he back there in the booking room like, man, you know what really turned this match up with this Evil versus Sonata matchup? Dick Togo doing dick-to-dick contact on the referee.
You know what would say, Marcus, what would save the House of Torture shit a lot of the time? If like, and they're not doing this because it's New Japan. If he was like literal on-screen authority figure, and they used the fact that he was the booker in real life to basically be, and the fact that House of Torture is part of Bullet Club to basically just be like, yeah, they can do whatever they want. But they don't.
They don't do any of that.
Make sense.
It's so weird. They just kind of do their own little thing. They basically just threw out the fact that yes, they're technically still a part of Bullet Club out the window. So they're just like, just House of Torture. Yeah, they're just doing that thing.
Okay, but then when they go up against Bullet Club members, or they team with Bullet Club members, they still do the Too Sweet.
Yeah, they still throwing the setup. Like, what's going on?
So are y'all in the set? Are y'all in the set? Y'all banging or y'all not? What's going on?
Come on, ain't no halfway banging right here, bro. Make your minds up.
Yeah, I never really know what's going on with House of Torture because I tend to skip most of their matches when I can.
Why the War Dogs not on the show?
Well, there was a War Dog on this show. We will get to him. Don't worry about it.
Your favorite War Dog?
Where the rest of them? I mean, I guess.
Where's the rest of them? I don't know what Clark Connors was up to, but Dan Maloney was wrestling in Manchester on Wednesday night, so that's what he was doing.
Do you have like a torn tricep or something?
No, bro, it is fucking crazy because of, I keep calling him Dan Maloney because that's what I know him as. Driller Maloney, he tore his bicep back in February, right? That man did not take any time off. He taped that shit up, and now he's like, his arm is like double the size of what it was because he just kept going. So I think it's healed. He's still wrestling. He's still on form. He ain't missed any dates.
That shit is not healed. That shit is a bologna sandwich in that motherfucker.
But he doesn't look torn anymore. Like, I saw him yesterday. It's wild.
True enough. Anywho,
Dan Maloney, if you're watching, please tell us, what was your secret to healing?
That is.
Anywho,
anyway, back to Dynamite. Post-match, Christian Cage came out and confronted the Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's just like, y'all know what I do.
Y'all know
I'm fucking with it. I'm ready. I did think there was part of me for a split second that was like, has Christian Cage hired the War Dogs? And are they about to jump Jay? But it didn't happen. So, I don't know. I was manifesting some in there. But, yeah. I think that is just a, just an AEW storyline that they were building along. We'll probably see that play out at some point over the next weeks and months. Do love seeing Christian Cage all the time, though.
Shout out Christian Cage. Shout out the Trios division right now. They're doing some good stuff.
Hell yeah, there's some really cool stuff going on with the Trios division, which makes me sad that the best parts of the trios division didn't get a chance to do trio stuff with any of the guys from CMLL or New Japan on this pay-per-view, because it would have been a really cool thing. But the next, speaking of trios, the Bucks were backstage, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. They had a promo segment. They were talking about how the Acclaimed only won last week because of Nicholas was distracted, and they took advantage of that. They said that they're still the AEW Tag Team Champions, Okada's still the Continental Champion, and Jack Perry will soon be the TNT Champion. And then Matthew made a point of saying, we are the ones that have got the wild card, and we are going to be inserting someone into the Owen Hart Cup tournament. So very soon we are going to have the World Championship within the Elite as well. And listen, man, all signs are pointing to a certain cowboy coming back and returning next week. And you know what's real fucking funny about it? You know where they are for Beach Break?
Chicago.
So I do believe next week we are going to see the return of Hangman Adam Page in Chicago. And
all I'm gonna say is,
if they wanted to guarantee him getting booed, I think they've solidified that. Wow.
Yes, solidified. But yeah, say a prayer for Jeff Jarrett next week, because he gonna die.
Indeed.
He gonna add that Chicago murder rate real fast. Hangman finna do so.
Hey man, Jeff Jarrett, I'm sorry it had to be you, brother. You my guy and all, but I'm sorry it had to be you, man.
Sorry it had to be you, Big Bree Woo. That promo he cut, that was moving. It was beautiful. The full segment that was on the AEW YouTube channel is even better.
Oh yeah, I watched that. And it genuinely made me cry. There was a really good.
Hey man, should have made a Chicago bar fight,
bro. No, this Jeff Jarrett stuff with the Owen Hart Cup tournament, I'm really into it, and everyone knows I'm not really a Jarrett fan. I could care less if he's on the product or not, but I am really into what they're building here. And like, people have been arguing on Twitter for the past 3 weeks whether Hangman's going to come back as a heel or not. Do you guys not remember the fact that he brutalized not one but two refs at Revolution because he absolutely lost his mind that he could not keep Swerve away from the title in that match, and he tapped out to stop Swerve from being able to win the belt? He gave Joe that win. He let Joe submit him so Swerve wouldn't get the belt at that point.
It's like his whole objective was stop Swerve from winning the world title, and the minute he gets suspended, he wins the world title.
He won the world title. He's coming back with a vengeance, and I don't understand why people still think he's the protagonist of AEW. First of all, I can't remember the out, so I'm not gonna name names anyway. But someone was just like, "Oh, but remember when Matt Jackson gave Hangman the nod and was still a heel afterwards? Like, Hangman's a protagonist. Like, he was he has his motivations and stuff." And I was just like, it goes past the point of, yes, Hangman had every right to act like the way he was in the beginning, but he was so far past that at that point, because what the fuck did the refs do? Like, what the fuck did Samoa Joe do to him? Like, these men didn't do anything. His vendetta was against Swerve, and he got so wrapped up in that it drove him crazy. That is his whole character, and that's okay. It is okay for characters to develop and become new people and explore new character arcs, because it stops them from getting stagnant. People kept complaining that Hangman was so stop-start as a babyface, but even when he was great, he was great. But it wasn't always great. And was that a him issue? Was it a booking issue? It was probably a booking issue, let's be real. But it's time. We are 5 years into AEW. He is 33 years old. I don't know, I'm guessing it's something about that. This is the right time for him to be exploring his character like this.
Plus, his whole
that is my rant over.
He's not a perfect babyface by any stretch. He fucks up.
No, he's very morally grey. He's incredibly morally grey.
He will do anything. If Hangman will do anything it takes. Ever since he put his shirt, it's better to involve me and stuff like the Acclaimed. Exactly. The Acclaimed have not evolved as characters at all. They have not. Nope. They're still just the fun-loving baby faces that like to go out there and do their rapidy rap. They're basically doing the same act they were doing as heels, but as baby faces. And it's just with Billy Gunn, who also needs to fucking go. Have we gotten to the this is not the Elite promo segment. This is just the one where they were just like, we got the wild card, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This was just the backstage thing, like, because the Acclaim come out after. We'll talk about the Acclaim now. But yeah, no, it's just I want to. This is a fair point. I think people never got over the fact that Hangman never really had a top babyface run. Is still burned by it. I am one of those people. I got burned by that, and I was very upset about it. But I can also acknowledge the fact that he ain't gonna be healed forever. Like, he's gonna have his character arc, and they're gonna do some fucking power of friendship shit in like 2 years, and it'll be fine, and he'll be a babyface again.
All I'm saying is wait till when Kenny Omega comes back.
Time.
Just wait for that.
Wait till Kenny. Bro, we are going to get heel Hangman versus babyface Kenny Omega at some point when Kenny is able to come back from his injuries. You don't want that? You don't want to see the dynamics flip? Like
this stuff already is?
It don't sound like that. It's like the whole... Bro. Yeah. Anyways, I'm very excited for the Psychotic Cowboy, and I think he should come out to Death Riders in the Sky. Please don't come out to your normal music.
Yes, that's because the Hangman music feels like that's his
right.
That's his babyface music.
Yeah, like that's the cowboy, the babyface cowboy, like the fucking old Western good guy that always beats the villain. The Death Rider in the Sky feels like a darker side of Hangman, and if the darker side of Hangman which is what we should be getting, is coming, like, then that's what we need.
He came out to that at Revolution against Moxley, and look what he did in that match, like the Texas Death Match in 2023. Like, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, excited to see Hangman next week. It's going to be really fucking funny if it's not Hangman, by the way. Like, I'm like 99.9% certain it is, but it's going to be fucking comical if it's someone else.
Who would be the funniest solution to this? Who would be the funniest one?
Who would be the funniest? Someone in AEW or a free agent?
Someone in AEW.
Someone in AEW. Who have the Elite got mild associations with? Oh my god, Christian Cage.
That'd be hilarious. I
would take it because I think that it would be really interesting, but it would still be quite funny.
A spare Scorpio Sky off the bench or something.
We are getting some. I'm a Kip fan, but that would pop me huge.
Shoot me in the head for Skip Sabian, bro. All you. Okay. We're going a little too far off the beaten path now.
Dude.
Anywho.
There's some funny. See, Brandon Cutler's too obvious. I get it. It wouldn't be funny. It would just be like, for fuck's sake. Oh my god. Colt Cabana. They're in Chicago.
Hey man, remember last time they threw him out the?
Yeah.
But you can't do that. Like, they can't do this shit to their own.
You can't do. They can't, and they won't. But the fact that they're in Chicago means that it's not a possibility.
The fact they did the first time, it was like one of the most embarrassing, but also like the funniest thing I've ever done.
I was so excited for it to be Christopher Daniels, and then it was Colt Cabana. I was like, wow, okay.
Oh my fucking god, know what they did. Really, the match was shambolic, but anyway.
Yeah, that was atrocious. Anyways, enough reminiscing about the past. I'm ranting about Hangman, though I could do that forever. What was next? Yeah, the Acclaim made their entrance, and they did an in-ring promo. Caster was bragging about beating the Bucks. He kept calling them the Young Cucks. Shut up, man. Not you, Max Caster. Just shut up. I'm tired of it. They said about them now getting a tag title shot. And they proved that they said something about like proving that the Elite can't run the company because of the Acclaimed are gonna be getting the belts back.
A lot of blase.
Yeah. To be fair, when Bowens was talking, it was a lot more tolerable. He said how they've been strategizing about when they should issue their challenge. And then the elite this was like the proper elite segment. Okada said "scissor me, bitch," which I'm sorry, I still pop for the line. I know it's like people find it corny. It still pops me. Sue me.
It's still really funny right now, but it's one of those things where it's funny until
the fact that they put it like if they start putting shit on shirts and stuff like that, I'm like, cut this, but yeah. Matthew tells them to show respects for the EVPs, and the fans were booing them out of the building, to be honest. Then they laid out the challenge for Forbidden Door. Then Billy Gunn ever so graciously said that he would not be competing. But they've got a friend who's a president. And I was like, wow, Tanahashi is going to be teaming with the Acclaimed. And I guess that kind of is in the spirit of Forbidden Door. But I would have popped for it 12 months ago. Right now,
not so much.
Billy Gunn.
Okada's face, though, when it was revealed to be Tanahashi, did make me laugh so much.
Yo, but
I'm so glad we were exploring new rivalries between talent. Like, you know.
Tanahashi said, "That guy?"
Yeah.
You talking about that guy? The nigga I got the most wins over? That guy?
The nigga I had crying like a bitch in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom.
The nigga I beat on my first big main event ever? That guy? Man, shit. He said shit. Man, what?
That nigga fired me.
I actually really, really enjoyed how Okada came off here. Billy Gunn. I got a lot of things I can say about Billy Gunn that I can't say.
A whole lot of things that I guess on that.
Just know. Yo, Billy Gunn had a match at Wembley Stadium built around him last year. That tells you everything you need to know about the man. I will never stop bringing it up.
No, why is he like this? Anybody in the back check him? Does anybody watch any of this stuff like at all?
Not even just that, Chuck. Remember, you guys remember when Billy Gunn had a match this year with Jay White earlier this year on Dynamite, where he beat Jay White up for 10 minutes straight, and Jay White didn't get a single punch or kick in. That should let you know everything that we're insinuating about this segment, especially when Billy Gunn said, literally out of his mouth, "I could beat all of you guys up by myself." So
take it that as you will. And the man kicked out of the coffin drop. Was the first man to kick out of the coffin drop at fucking one on a random rampage.
He got to even kick out at one. He got kicked, he got pinned, and then he just pushed him off him on the first one.
It's like, bro, like, what's wrong with you? Why are you such a freak, Billy?
Who has Billy Gunn ever, and I'm not going at you, Nathan, but who has Billy Gunn ever coached or taught in the business that niggas are like, yo, this guy's a fucking superstar?
I could not tell you.
I don't give a fuck about how he's the biggest guy in the clique. Nigga, he's 60-some odd years old. Nigga, arthritis and shit.
He's just.
I refuse to believe you. I refuse to believe that this actually happened.
So, I am.
Hey man,
I am going to Google this right now. I'm literally typing it on my phone. I'm going to put down the hair. I very much remember
this is exactly when I got really into New Japan for real. So I probably must have it.
Oh my god, it comes up in searches. Ratings. What did this match get rated? Lol. No, I clicked the wrong thing. Hang on. It got rated 5.04. Wow. This match happened on the 2nd of July, 2017, on a New Japan G1 special in the USA. What?
2017 Tanahashi, by the way.
What?
Hold up.
What was this match? Oh my god, and it was an IWGP Intercontinental title match.
All right, bro. All right.
Crazy.
I just now people are making
this match. This show was main evented by Kenny Omega versus Tomohiro Ishii. By the way,
I
remember this show now.
Yeah, because of Omega beat Jay Lethal, Ishii beat ZSJ, and then they main evented for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Tournament final.
That match was godly.
Wow.
And,
Oh, the
the Young,
Briscoes were on this card.
the Young Bucks wrestled Roppongi Vice.
Oh my god, Okada and Ospreay teamed. I'm not listing who they teamed against, but Okada and Ospreay teamed with the Briscoes against Bullet Club. I will refrain from listing the members.
They ain't the great ones.
for several reasons.
Just know one of them was Bad Luck Fale. That tells you the match quality right
there. Hangman was on this card as well. Wow, this is there is a lot of who's who of Dragon Lee, Jay White, Juice Robinson, T-Town was on this card.
War Machine?
I'm gonna have to go back and watch this card. T-Town.
This is crazy.
This
is
anyways, we have gone far off the beaten path again. Billy Gunn bad. That is to summarize all of that. Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn. There you go. Billy Gunn.
How are you guys feeling about this match being the Forbidden Door match? Though it does kind of pop me that Tanahashi is on the card. At least he's not challenging for the belt for the third year in a row.
It's such a Forbidden Door-ass match to make. And okay, with the Acclaim, I don't hate them as much as most people do these days. Most of that's just Max Caster being Max Caster on Twitter and his content not being all that good. And, Billy Gunn. And them in the story does make sense, but I just personally don't love the Acclaim as much. And most people don't. It just kind of is what it is. It'll probably be a fun match, I imagine. Kyle and Okada interacting. I think
it will be a fun match. I think it's kind of the Elite have kind of accepted that for this pay-per-view they were always going to be a cool-down match because of just the caliber of everything else in terms of the singles stuff. Like the singles matches like between the men and the women. So if they're going to do something, at least it progresses the story they're telling in AEW right now, and it features Tanahashi, and everyone's going to pop for Tanahashi because he's the fucking ace. But do I think it's a step down from what they did at the first two Forbidden Doors? Yes.
Honestly, a good chunk of the Elite storyline since like Double Nothing's been a bit of a step down.
It's been a hell of a step down. It's been real weird. I've not enjoyed some of it, but it's very...
It's not as good as it could be. Not as good as it could be.
Them announcing Blood and Guts as early as they did has really thrown a spanner in the works. Because if they could have come away from this a little bit and then like revamped it after Forbidden Door and like gotten straight back into it, and they still would have had like 4 weeks to build it and like 4 times 20 hours of TV. Wow.
Doing the math for your head and shit.
I had to think about that real hard.
See, it's like a lot of this is injuries because this feud with Eddie Kingston in it and this feud with Darby Allin in it, it sounds fucking brilliant, but you ain't got them no more. And FTR, we say a lot of stuff about them. They're in the Acclaim.
Motor City Machine Guns, save us, please. I know you're free agent still.
Hey, man.
Please, bro. Where are y'all?
Where are you guys? Actually, to be fair.
Like, Shelly, you like working jobs this much? You like working in the real world? That's what you like?
You're taking indie bookings, you're facing GYV at DPW Tag Fest. That actually sounds really fucking sick, and I'm really sad about it, but that I can't go. But anyways, regardless, it'll be alright. I mean, it'll be alright.
That's cool. There's always gonna be something on Forbidden Door, which is like,
if anything, Eddie and Cope getting injured kind of slowed the momentum for the Elite, especially if the Copeland Christian reunion was meant to be the all-in match.
It fucked a lot of them momentum because they were the first people that would say, "Hey, what the fuck y'all doing?" And they were definitely gonna tie into it. Eddie was in the Anarchy in the arena, then that match with Gabe Kidd happened.
Yeah, you know what? Knowing what Copeland was meant to do at Forbidden Door, you know who we could have seen team with the Elite?
Hey, man.
Fuck. Anyways, it is what it is. They're doing the best with what they can. I'm sure of it. Let's go into the next segment because it was one of the funniest things on the show. Yes. We were back with Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Kyle Kyle
Yeah.
O'Reilly in a backstage segment with Renee Paquette. Please make this a weekly thing. I'm so happy about it. I love this trio so much. Kind of sad that Willow didn't pop up here this time, but I understand why she didn't. She had her own stuff going on. She has her own stuff going on, going into Forbidden Door and such. But they are calling themselves the Conglomeration.
Conglomeration.
Yeah, that word. But the highlight of this, the Kyle O'Reilly British impressions are back. They're back and they're better than ever. And he was taking the piss out of Zack Sabre Jr. ahead of their match. And oh my god, did it make me laugh. It was so fucking funny.
It was awesome.
Yes, this is exactly what I was thinking, Simon. And it does upset me greatly that we're not going to be getting that. But yeah, this segment was just so good. This is, put these guys in the trios division. Let me see these matches. Let me see them go up against the Bang Bang Gang, because I need Juice Robinson cutting a promo against Mark Briscoe. I need it more than I need
get
anything.
A bunch of baby faces together and have them do like really colorful shit. And it's worked for like 3-4 weeks in a row. And Mark Briscoe is just a national fucking treasure, dog. Like, protect that man at all costs. Because he adds so much life into these shows and so much energy into it. And he's just talking this shit. You might not know what the fuck he's saying, like 89% of the time. Let that country white boy get his shit off, man. And then you got Kyle just getting comfortable and start getting into the routine, and he just goes off. He's such a lovable dork, bro. I love Kyle O'Reilly.
I love Kyle O'Reilly so much. One of my favorite wrestlers, truly and genuinely. Rob, how did you feel about the segment this week? Why?
I'm not asleep. I'm not asleep. I was on my phone. Sorry. I was doing something. But yeah, this segment, I really like this. Their promo dynamic is so fun because it just feels like them going on there, turning the camera on and just going and just shooting the shit, doing their thing. Mark Briscoe is fantastic. This is what we should be getting from Mark Briscoe. I love the fact that he holds the Ring of Honor Championship so proudly. When he does it as well.
Yeah.
I think in about an hour, the match between him and Kyle is supposed to air for the world title.
Yes, Kyle Fletcher, yeah.
On Honor Club. So make sure y'all check that out. Everybody who was there said it was great. But yeah, I enjoy it. British Kyle is definitely back, making fun of Zack Sabre Jr. And you know, Dante was there. You know, he was doing his thing.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
I feel so bad. I was so focused on Kyle doing the. In my defense, I was watching this on my phone on a coach from Manchester to London. It is not my fault.
In fairness, bro, like after what Mark and Kyle was doing, how you was gonna follow that?
Yeah.
I feel like at some point during this segment, though, I feel like the guys that we don't really get to hear should get a chance to talk.
Yeah,
like they should get a chance to say what they need to say. But yeah,
I'm not going crazy. OC was there.
Yeah, all the guys were there. No, OC had his own promo, I think, right? Or
he didn't really say anything.
He was on commentary.
No, he was during the match. But like during this segment backstage, he was there because he was the one that called it the Conglomeration. Ha! Nailed it that time. Because it was Kyle and Mark on the left of Renee, and then OC on the right. Dante wasn't there. Don't gaslight me, chat. Am I right?
Fuck it, man. Fuck it.
OC was on the right.
Anywho.
Kyle Orange, you guys made me feel bad that I forgot Dante was there. He wasn't even there.
You know, trying to cross your teeth, dot your eyes and whatnot.
I'm being tested. Anyways, good segment. No Dante this week.
Shout out Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly. Straight up.
Shout out these boys. After that, we went into the women's trios match. So we had... Okay, We had
Really?
Tony Storm, Mariah May. Yeah, I was reading chat. Tony Storm, Mariah May, and Mina Shirakawa teaming up against Saraya, Anna Jay, and Harley Cameron.
What a
So,
conglomerate.
yeah, speaking of conglomerates, Mariah had her work cut out for her because she made her double entrance again. She came out with Tony. Then I can't remember which order it was in, but she came out with both women, and
She did the Club Venus dance.
she did the Club Venus dance indeed, which popped me huge.
They was hit that shit too.
Hell yeah, I think that they must have got a practice session in because she remembered all of that. And I think this match was pretty fun. Everyone has their opinions about Saraya, and I agree with a lot of them about the type of person she is outside of the ring. But when it comes strictly to reviewing wrestling, I don't think she did anything bad in this match. I think she was a good little part of it. I think the stuff that she's doing with Anna and Harley is working, and it's quite honestly a better version of what the Outcast was. And it's really working for the women that are on screen right now. And do I wish that they could have gotten a Stardom talent over to team with them? Yeah. Am I going to complain about it? Not really, because they're still doing story progression and they've built this stuff really well. So I thought the match was pretty okay. But obviously there was the afters as well. Who won this match? I cannot remember. It's in my notes.
Mina, Tony, and Mariah.
Yeah, Mina pinned Cameron to win the match. Yeah. It only went 7 minutes. I don't remember making that note. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. But after the match, Mariah grabbed the champagne as per usual, and Tony and Mina were arguing back and forth about Mariah once again, and Mina grabbed the champagne bottle. She tried to clock Tony Storm. Tony didn't get clocked, but she sure did hit Mariah with it. So
fuck that Mariah with it.
Yeah, Mariah sold it like she died, which was fucking incredible, actually. Honestly.
Yeah.
Tony kicked Mina out of the ring, and they have done a really good job with building this match at Forbidden Door. But we have talked about that a fair bit. So, Marcus, what did you make of this match?
It was a very nice 7 minutes of wrestling. It was very fun with the dynamic between Tony and Mina. There was one instance where Mina was trying to tag and decide between either Mariah or Tony. They had Tony in the black and white, but like when she tagged Mariah, it like slowly faded out into regular color. I was like, holy shit, that was good camera work.
Yeah.
And then of course, and then with Saraya and them, yeah, we got our opinions about it. I sure do. But she entertains me a little bit. And right before they went to the picture, she grabbed the cameraman and said, "Look, what's going on in the ring?"
Yeah.
It's so funny as hell. And Harley Cameron's not the worst wrestler I've ever seen in my life. She's serviceable-ish. And Anna Jay,
when she's in there with good workers, like
yeah, she can pull off a decent little thing. And Anna Jay here is fucking funny, but the dynamic.
I thought you were gonna say something else there, and I was just like, I mean, fair enough.
Which I was gonna say.
I thought you was gonna go, Anna Jay is fine, and I was just like, Fez.
And she is, but
wait, when you're talking, like.
I am being a professional first and foremost. I am
a
nice, buttoned-up young man who would never say anything that bad on air. But anyway,
she's doing her thing, and she went viral for it. So good on Anna Jay. To be honest, love that.
Good for that Georgia Peach.
If she likes the attention, if she doesn't, then I hope people respect that. But she hasn't said anything. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. And again, match was cool. Mina's finish is always great. I love the back fist she did like before she got to the finish. That was awesome. Then the ending angle. Jesus, Mariah sold that shit like she fucking died, bro. She got the shit clocked out of her with that damn bottle. And that match is going to be so damn fun because also Mariah again has her own match on the buy-in that same night.
Yes, she does.
So seeing what happens, who she tends to go with in the actual title match, that's going to be a fun little thing, and it's dovetailing really nicely into that next chapter of the story. And the story is very, very well received by people. It's drawing numbers. It popped up.
It is. I think for this cycle, it's been like the top drawing thing.
It has, yeah. They're doing their thing.
Love that. We talk about the progression the women's division has made within the last months and weeks and such, but Mariah May really has been a focus point of all of it. And when it's all said and done, we are going to look back on this being the longest developed all-in story, because of this is absolutely where it's going. And people could see that from the minute that these two linked up when Mariah first joined AEW. So hats off for that. We love long-term storytelling.
Everything they said about Mariah May when they wanted to sign her, and that she's going to be a huge star in this division, she's going to be a big focal point. They were 100% correct.
Yeah, they know everything. Yeah, absolutely. Rob, what did you make of the women's trios match? I was going to call it a 6-man tag. I was just like, that does not work.
The women's trios was fine. I really bro, can we just stop the bullshit? Just call them the Outcasts. You don't have to.
Yes,
we know what it is.
Harley can't, bro. They literally have a fat ass logo that comes on the screen that says the Outcast on the screen. So you don't have to bullshit. Just call them the Outcast. Let them have the whole green attire come out with the spray paint and shit, because at least that's giving them something to do. The story progression with Mina, Tony, and Mariah was a great part of the story being told with this match. It was a story being told with the other women in the Outcasts and the women in this tag team at the same time. And on Sunday, I think that Tony retains because Mariah finally turns on Mina. I think they do a roll-up spot where she gets like in the ropes or something like that, and she gets hit with, and Mariah hits her with a bottle, and that's the end of that. So
that would be.
They called them the Outcasts on commentary at one point. Okay, good.
I fuck with that. Especially like after Tony Khan, that is, made a point of saying in the media call earlier today that more talent, especially on the women's side, are working on getting their visas so they can go work in Japan and potentially Mexico as well. I fuck with that. I'm sure Mariah's already still got hers, or she will be easy. It will be easy for her to renew it. Actually, I don't know, because she moved to America, so I might have some issues with that. Regardless, I'm sure they're working on it. That being a cross-promotional story between Stardom and AEW could be really, really good stuff. Especially if she takes the belt over there and they do Mariah versus Mina for the AEW Women's Championship in like October, November time. That would be really fucking sick. So I'm for that. Man, visas are so annoying. They are incredibly annoying, especially in wrestling, and it causes a lot of issues. But I was absolutely delighted. And I'm absolutely delighted that they are working on them for the women as well, because obviously the men, we see a lot of the men going about doing whatever. Carl Fletcher's literally going to Mexico for a match this Friday.
Tomorrow. He gets Lance Jr.
Tomorrow, tomorrow. I don't even know what day of the week we're on anymore. He's defending the TV title over there, which is the second time the second time that belt's been defended there, or the first time the TV title's been defended, but not the first time a Ring of Honor belt's been defended in CML. I don't know. I was reading Lucha Bug's tweets about it, and some of the information's left my mind a little bit. Go check out his tweets if you want to know anything about CMLL, because he is the guy to go to. But yeah, I'm really happy that more talent are going to be getting the opportunity. And if AEW are represented in the 5-star Grand Prix, that'd be fucking awesome. And I don't know who you send, but send someone. Even if you send someone that's like got a lot of potential but doesn't really get the reps, that would be fucking perfect. Like, that would genuinely be like the perfect thing to send them out.
You know what things I would do to see someone like Queen Aminata or like Red Velvet over there?
Oh my god, Queen Aminata in the 5-star Grand Prix would save lives and move mountains. Like, it would be absolutely top tier. Need Mercedes wrestling in Arena Mexico and coming for a rematch against Mayu Iwatani in Japan. Absolutely, I do agree.
Yes.
We are starting a Queen Aminata for the 5-star agenda right now. I'm going to tweet about it after the podcast.
There you go.
All credit to Marcus, because he was the one that said the name. I'm just going to co-sign. Before we move on to what came next on Dynamite, speaking of Mercedes is what came next on Dynamite, but we are going to get into some super chats, Rob. That's your cue.
There you go. You hear it, bro.
I'm muted. I was
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
I was literally reading it off as I was muted. Honest Sultan, $2. Swerve kicking Osprey is some grown man shit. Yes, it is.
Hey man,
Yes,
we'll get into it,
sir.
but it is.
Say, bro. He told him, "Don't touch my belt, bro.
Don't touch my shit, my
Let's
bro.
see what happens to you." Elite Merchant, $2. Freaks are crying about the card length like clockwork. Oh, brother.
Aw.
Sorry. Tony Khan has the money to be able to be in an arena longer than 2.5 hours. Sorry, guys.
Listen, man, I'm not complaining about the card length, but one, because I'm gonna be there, but I need to wrap that shit up by midnight at least, because my flight is at 1:30 a.m. So I gotta get out of there.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
You're getting out of there the next day, unfortunately.
I can't afford to
You will
rebuild.
be in Long Island.
It's fine. The arena's like 12 minutes away from JFK by taxi, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll
But you know how New York do. Bruh, $4.99. Aminata acknowledging the Gabe Kid thing on Twitter is hysterical. Excited to see him mix it up with some AEW folks some more.
Oh
Yo,
my god,
Gabe
I
Kid
did
is
see
hilarious,
this earlier.
No comment.
Gabe Kid is hilarious. Yo, him legitimately having like an attack during that after that fucking match, just being like, "Yo, I'll beat the shit out of everybody in this ring right now." Who
Like,
wants it?
like, bro, whatever you do not give that man a microphone, bro, on live television. He is going to crash out.
You fucking You fucking Americans think you're the shit, yeah? I'll beat the fuck out of every single one of you.
I'm a fucking madman, eh? He's gonna crash out on TV. I'll be right there with it.
I'm crying. Stoke just posted this a few hours ago. He said, "Get me off this flight now."
Oh, I saw that picture.
Stop with this, Stoke, bro. You good people, bro.
Yeah, Stoke. Shout out Stokely Hathaway, man. And that is the last of the super chats that we have for now.
Keep them coming if you guys have anything you want to get your shit off on and have us read out. Hello. Right, so next up, Mercedes video package into a backstage promo. The video package was summarizing her visit to Arena Mexico. Were they in Arena Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Summing up that visit, she went to confront Stephanie Vaquer after her match there last week. They were scrapping it up. If you haven't seen anything about it, they were scrapping it up. And Mercedes was standing tall by the end. She had both belts. Then she did a promo afterwards, saying she's going to be ringside for Stephanie's match on the Collision episode, and that she's going to be 2 belts Monet and change women's wrestling yet again. Just a simple little sell the match promo on Dynamite. Nothing too much to say about it, to be honest. You guys got anything to add?
Oh, yeah, she sounded really confident on it. I'll say that much.
Yes.
Something that's been much talked about since she's gotten here. Like how confident she may sound, some of the promos she sounds a little right. No, she sounded really good here. Might need to cut down a little bit on the catchphrase stuff sometimes, but I get why she's doing it because she's trying to get the Mercedes IP over with people, which she should be doing. But she sounded really good. I'm excited for that match. It's gonna steal the show.
Indeed.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for it. I think it's gonna be a fucking hoot. I've talked about this a few times, but the way that Stephanie Vaquer commands a room and holds people's attention, I think it's going to be she is going to be so over in New York, and the energy from the crowd between her and Mercedes is going to be top tier. And I honestly think it could be match of the night. To be honest, there is a bug on my laptop. I genuinely think that there's not much that could top it, because we all know Swerve and Ospreay, what type of match they're going to wrestle, but we have seen Stephanie versus Mercedes before, but it's been a whole year and there's bad blood between them now. That was just a matchup between 2 girls in a tournament. They got bad blood now. They got history. They got shit to address. So I'm really excited to see what they do. Rob, any thoughts on the Mercedes stuff from Dynamite and the match at Forbidden Door?
I can't actually literally can't wait to see this fucking match on Sunday. I feel like they've built it very well
Yes.
in both countries. And I can't wait for the second match and the third match actually in Mexico. So
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
I really hope we get that this year. That energy. Just Arena Mexico has such a different energy. It's one of like the best live crowds to watch, like as a fan. It's so good. So seeing that match there, and it would probably like, depending what show it's on, it could potentially main event as well. So incredible stuff. Stephanie Vaquer will also be at Revolution Pro Wrestling on the 24th of August, and I'm very excited to see her live again. I believe she is facing Dani Luna.
That's a Fantastic Mania, right? For y'all?
No. It's the 12th anniversary show. She faced a couple of people. Fantastica Mania happened in May. That one's already been. Huh?
I wasn't tracking shit. They've done $1 billion of Fantastic Manias this year. Japan, they want to do one.
Oh yeah, they've done them all over the place. It's incredible. I like that they take it like a little touring thing and they bring in different promotions to help with it and that. But yeah, love Stephanie. Wish I could see her live more. Incredible stuff. Next segment. Oh.
Know what that means?
Next up was the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho was here. He was doing his shtick. Well, actually, Big Bill introduced him first. Big Bill was chatting shit about Samoa Joe as well. Samoa Joe and Co. What are we calling? Are we calling them? I don't know what we're calling them. But Samoa Joe and Co. Who Big Bill was talking shit about them and about the fact that what Shibata did to Keith, and that he was injured. Then Chris Jericho was doing his bit that he took a shot at something or someone, and said how he loves to help the young guys, and he brings them into the Jericho vortex so they get more over and get more TV time. And I was like, you're doing that this today after the Cody Rhodes quote and the obvious shots at Punk. I was just like, wow.
What a beat. Never mind.
That shit was a little hilarious. I can't lie.
It was something. He went on to say that because the Bad Apple is out, he's got a video package from someone in Japan who will be their new partner. And of course, it was Minoru Suzuki. But joke's on Jericho because of Suzuki said in that video package he doesn't want to team with him anymore. He wants to face him in a match, and that he thinks that Jericho's been ducking him essentially. So Jericho wasn't too happy about that. And afterwards, Samoa Joe and Hook and Shibata came out, and Joe was making comments about how it's awkward that Jericho's been like screwed over again, and how the Lone Tree doesn't have enough branches. And does he lay out the challenge here, or I think I'm getting ahead of myself. That might be a collusion spoiler.
No, he didn't really lay the challenge out. It had more collusion, but like basically this shit sucks, and they beat the shit out of them. Segment over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Shibata did the voice gimmick, and he said, "Oh brother, this guy sucks," which it did pop me.
What a fucking beast, Shibata.
Yeah, I did like that. That bit popped me. And then they just kind of scrapped it out a little bit, and Jericho's group ran off like cowards. This feud has confused me greatly because I have no idea if the match is actually happening at Forbidden Door or not.
I don't either. I really don't. But I don't know how this shit be going on with Jericho and them. But these segments in themselves, they're bad. We know. But they're funny when they get their asses kicked, like what Private Party did and what Samoa Joe did here. So whatever. I didn't really care for it, obviously. But I had no idea what the fuck's gonna happen. I guess Suzuki's gonna wrestle them. Because I'm not gonna spoil Collision, but I don't know.
I guess because of like the Collision stuff they've been taping stuff in a weird order because they were taping stuff last week that I expected to see this week and then it never popped up and I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. But yeah, because they taped, spoilers for Rampage, they taped the Roddy Gabe match like last week because my friend was there and she sent me a video and was just like, "Gay kids here." I was just like, "Oh," so I don't know, very confusing from AEW on that point, and that's why seeing spoilers on the timeline, I'm just like, I don't know what's been aired yet and what hasn't been, but yeah, I guess we're getting this 6-man at some point. I don't know if it'll be Sunday. I don't know if it'll be 4 weeks from now. Who knows? Maybe they'll save it for Wembley. That would be my luck.
Oh God, please don't do that. Please don't.
Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? But who knows what they got going on,
It's so gonna leave the Hook winning that title back. But dude, just fucking retire it, please.
Yeah. I don't know. I have nothing else to say about this because I've bitched about this so often. So we're going to move on to something that I do want to talk about. And that is Kyle O'Reilly versus Zack Sabre Jr. which is probably one of my favorite Dynamite matches of the year so far. I don't care what anyone says. Watching Zack Sabre Jr. tie it up with other submission specialists and people that can do the technical wrestling always brings such joy to my heart. And people underrate Kyle in this way. They don't understand like the type of wrestling that he does. Like he never really gets the credit he deserves. And I thought this match was really, really fun. And I wish that they got more time because it was such a good time. It went like 10 minutes, and I honestly think this is like a pay-per-view caliber match, and that they could do something really special with the right atmosphere. So they should run it back, and I think that they should run it back at the 12th anniversary show for Rev Pro if Kyle isn't doing anything if Kyle isn't doing anything on All In. Andy Q, get on the phone, borrow him because I want to see that match in person. But yeah, I love this match. We will talk about the chaos afterwards. But Marcus, how are we feeling about ZSJ versus Kyle O'Reilly?
Oh, this is real music. This is real music. My ears right here. My favorite part of this match was they're doing a counter sequence towards the end of the ropes, and Kyle just beat the fucking shit out of ZSJ, bro. Like, knee him square in the jaw, and then all the counters, all the arm breakers, submissions, all of that stuff, counters everything. Mm-hmm. This is what technical wrestling is. There's a difference between being a technical wrestler and trying to be a technical wrestler. Guys in the indies, if you are watching this match, do not attempt to do the things that they did. Do not act like you are Kyle O'Reilly and try to be a fake MMA guy. Do not try to be a technical master like Zack Sabre Jr. because you're gonna look really fucking bad trying to do so.
Yep.
Simple as that. This was awesome. ZSJ's been on a run of great technical matches over the last week. He had one with Hechicero and CMLL.
Oh my god! Just this year, like he has had some insane performances.
The Bryan one in New Japan, man.
That I think that's still my match of the year, to be honest.
Shit, it's close for me. It's like definitely close. But nah, this was excellent, man. And Zack Sabre Jr., you are a national treasure, brother. Kyle O'Reilly, shout out to you, bro.
We love you. Big Kyle O'Reilly fans around here. Rob, what did you make of this match?
Oh my god, this match was fantastic. These two whenever when they match, like this wasn't their first match ever, right? Like this was not their first match ever.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say.
Did they ever look up when Kyle was in New Japan? We're gonna have to go to the Googles. Yeah. Are you Googling?
About to Google it?
Oh, did they ever? Maybe it might have happened in the UK.
Yes, they have.
PWG, yeah.
PWG several times in
PWG.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure before I was wrong. I actually seen one of the PWG matches. They had in 2016. So these two, whenever they get into a ring with each other, it's actually like they have a chemistry because Zack Sabre Jr. with anybody that basically has an MMA style has chemistry because he goes in there and he gets to do his grapple fuck, and it's not the kind of grapple fuck like Danielson, Timothy Thatcher that'll make you be like, all right, bro, I'll be back in 10 minutes when y'all get to the real shit. It's Zack Sabre Jr.'s grapple fuck is kind of like, and Kyle's as well is kind of like, we're gonna do shit, but we're gonna do shit and make it look impactful, and we're gonna make it look like it hurts early.
Yep.
So that when something happens later on in the match, you understand why it's happening. So
Like the shit like Zach does, it looks like he's really finna twist your ass in half.
Bro, I used to be uncomfortable watching ZSJ matches sometimes because of the way, like, bro,
the way he pretzels people, like
he would literally have like somebody's leg bent this way, going backwards, and then the other leg, and then he was like, he'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna grab the other arm just because I feel like.
Bro, like even that match with like Brian in Japan earlier this year, like some of the shit they were doing in that, like I watched that on a late night grin watch along, and we were just some of our reactions to that match. It was fucking incredible stuff. I need to rewatch that actually.
Yeah, I did love the crap out from Kyle too. That was a good
yeah.
In a real MMA fight or in a real wrestling match, if you were caught in an armbar or caught in submission, you're tapping out immediately.
You're not gonna fight that off, especially if your like limb's been worked over earlier in the interaction. So
exactly.
But really good shit. So happy to see Kyle doing stuff like this. So happy that Zack Sabre Jr. has been on TV the last couple of weeks. Love this sort of stuff. And there was quite a lot going on after the match. There was people running down. There was music hitting. There was madmen running around outside. We forgot to mention Roddy Strong, The Kingdom, and Gabe Kidd were sat in the crowd watching this match.
Crazy group.
That's a crazy ass combo.
That's a
dangerous group of men.
The white man is dangerous.
You say what, Chuck?
Gabe looked absolutely fucking hilarious. It pops me huge seeing Gabe on national TV. I don't know why, but he looked fucking comedy.
Yo, there was one part of the match where they panned to him and like Riley's like chirp like go Kyle, and Gabe was like what the fuck?
Gabe's like throwing his arms up like he sells the part, cracks me up. So glad that he didn't get a live mic because they would have been getting some hefty fines.
He would have crashed out.
It would be like the JB, like the One Night Stand 05 JBL exclusive commentary.
Bro.
Saying anything?
Oh
got to
my
watch
god,
that shit was crazy.
But after the match, Orange Cassidy came out to check on Kyle O'Reilly, which meant that Roddy Strong had to get involved because he's still convinced that him and Kyle O'Reilly are like the best of buds. Then Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy had a stare down, during which Shane Haste and
Robbie Eagles.
I was trying to remember I knew it was Robbie Eagles, but I was trying to make sure that I got the right other TMDK guy. Yeah, Shane Haste and Robbie Eagles came down, which popped me huge to see Robbie Eagles. I don't know why. It just made me like, I was like, oh shit.
He's a bucket hat and everything. I never seen it.
It's my boy, like I know. It just cracked me up.
Hey man, speaking of TMDK, you know the real streets need, right? Right, Rob? You know they read TMDK?
What we need, Marcus? What we need?
Bad dude Tito, baby.
Oh my god, please.
Oh yes.
Talk about it. Yo, shout out my son. What my son named Papa Chito Zero. Yo, you doing your thing on Dark. You was doing your thing on Dark. I seen you. Yo, bad dude Tito. Shout out to also the MLW National Open Weight Champion, by the way. Just letting y'all know. Shout out my boy. He's doing his thing. Yeah, that's what we need, bro. We need more bad dude Tito matches in AEW. We need more TMDK matches in AEW. TMDK is a really good tag team. I love Michael. I liked Shane Thorne as a singles because he has great singles matches in NXT. But when I see Mikey Nichols last year in the G1 and him throwing headbutts with Hanare, it was fucking awesome. So we need more TMDK matches on Dynamite and Collision and Rampage. We need more Tito matches. Bro, you could Robbie Eagles is also I'm not as high as on Robbie Eagles as everybody else, but Robbie Eagles is still really good.
Yeah.
So, we need to include more New Japan. I think what needs to happen, we need to include more New Japan talent than just the main guys that we see every time. We've seen 1,000 Ishii Collision matches. We've seen 1,000 Tanahashi. Well, not 1,000, but we've seen Tanahashi before. We've seen about 1 million Suzuki matches at this point. We need to start seeing guys out that we don't normally like. Didn't we see
El Desperado?
Yo, Despy, bro. Despy just took his
Where is
junior title
fucking
back.
Despy, brother? Where is my boy? for this Forbidden Door build?
Bro,
Where is
he should be fighting. Well, Darby's like dead, but he should be fighting like Darby or something for the junior heavyweight title. But Darby died.
He could
So
have literally done it. Darby did die, and it's very unfortunate.
we have not seen Darby or heard from Darby since Double or Nothing.
Exactly. Bro got lynched in Double or Nothing. We've never heard from him again.
But speaking of Issue, when TMDK came out, they stood shoulder to shoulder with Zack, of course, and then the Stone Pitbull's music hit, and we say it. We have seen him 1,000 times in AEW. I will pop 1,001 times for Tomohiro Ishii. Love that man. He is so funny. So, like, for his age, he still can go so well in the ring. He's so fun to watch wrestle live. I don't know if he's doing anything for Forbidden Door, but I did pop for seeing him still aligning himself with Orange Cassidy. So, good stuff. Like this little post-match angle. Gabe Kidd didn't get in the ring. He was just running backwards and forwards like a little cartoon character, and it made me laugh so much.
He's like Ron Artest going on, like, if y'all know what happened with the Pacers pitching Raw, like, Ron Artest is like pacing back and forth like on the scores table to prevent him crashing out. That's exactly what Gabe Kidd was doing. Like, he was just like, hey, man, let me be on my best behavior. They told me chill out. They told me chill out. Remember, they told me chill out. If one fan said something, I guarantee he would have popped out on some wild shit.
Oh, bro, what Gabe wrestling live, like especially in places like York Hall and such, he gets heckled so much. And during the Fantastica Mania tour, it was nuts. The amount of shit he was getting from the crowd and the amount of shit he was throwing back, like it was funny stuff. But I wonder if they'll announce anything on Collision that Gabe will be doing it Forbidden Door. I don't even know at this point. I don't know.
Just ask something. I don't even care how long.
Is it? He's in town. I think he should wrestle Kyle O'Reilly.
Fuck it.
I think he should wrestle Kyle O'Reilly. I think that'd be quite fun. But before we get into the main event, we do have a super chat. If you want to pull it up real quick, Rob.
All right. We have a super chat from Dunno, $1.99. We need ZSJ versus Brian versus Hechicero at the CMLL Aniversario. Yes, we do.
Fire.
Yes,
that would be quite the match.
A technical wrestling triple would be crazy.
I don't even know how that looks as a triple threat.
Yo, when they do that triple spot with the legs, come on, that arena is gonna go insane.
Yeah,
you're gonna see some shit you ain't never seen before in your life. You ain't think that shit gonna be possible.
So
final call for super chats because we are getting towards the end of the Dynamite review. We are going into the main event now. As we previously talked about, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland were teaming up here, and they were taking on Swerve's former stablemates in the Gates of Agony. I thought this tag match rocked. I thought it was really fun, and I thought that Toliona and Bishop Khan had really great performances here. They really stood up against these two top guys of the business. Stood toe to toe with the top guys of the business right now. And they showed out here. I think that they did really good stuff, and I think that they should be a more push tag team within AEW. So hopefully we see some of that. Yeah, this was just a lot of fun. The Will hit the hidden blade to win the match at the end. It only went about 10 minutes, but they were already pretty much in the overrun when this match started, so I'm not surprised. Like, this show had a lot packed into it. But yeah, we will talk about the aftermath in just a second. Marcus, what were your feelings on this tag match?
Oh, I loved it. Now, a lot of people had a lot of thoughts on it being a can they coexist type of thing, which I get it. I know the trope's been kind of burned out, but this was a lot of fun, and for what they were trying to tell and convey to the viewer, I thought it worked. Like, there was one spot in there where Swerve hit like the craziest swerve I've ever seen him hit. Like, it was nuts.
Yeah.
And then the whole story was basically Will just not being all that focused and Swerve wrestling with more of a sense of urgency and an edge to him that he needs to have as a world champion. And the ending part of that match where right before Ospreay hit that hidden blade, Swerve just completely just fucking snaps Khan's arm, and Ospreay looked on like, what the fuck? Like he was stunned, like the shit. Like he'd never seen violence before.
Yeah.
And then he finally hit the hidden blade, which is a fucking running forearm to the back of someone's head. 1, 2, 3, blah blah. The whole post match. Now this right here, this was the money.
Mm-hmm.
William Peter
Wilhelm
Ospreay. He told you don't play with his shit. He told you don't touch his property. He told you don't go making matches that you can't deliver on. And what do? All of the above. And Swerve, in my opinion, reacted like any normal, sane person who has their property violated after giving a warning. Mind you, what he should do. Knock that motherfucking head off. Knock that nigga head off.
Mm-hmm. He handled that shit like a real man.
House call. How a lot of snap on that house call.
Yo, he's told that nigga Marcus.
Said, you lucky you're my boy, because I want to fucking kill you, nigga. On everything. I'll kill you, nigga.
Listen, nigga. He said, I told you. Anybody else touch this is over for them. But you thought you were safe, brother? You thought you were safe, brother?
Because they were friends?
See, look, I gave you a warning, because I wouldn't have done that if you were my boy.
Yeah, I would have.
Ain't no friends at the top of the mountain. There ain't no friends at the top of the mountain.
Nope.
And Swerve did exactly what he was supposed to do, which was kick him in. He kicked him in the back of the leg, and he said, "All right, bro, it's over." But yeah, my thoughts on this. I really enjoyed the tag match. Swerve and Owen Wills, like their tag team moves. I really want to see them be a tag team one day, bro. I would love that because of how good their tag moves are. Like the shit that they were doing, like not even just the ending sequence, but some of the fucking tag moves that they were doing during the match were spectacular. I really enjoyed the story from both, and there was a story to this match because Ospreay beat Brian Cage on Collision, and the Cage of Agony still exists. And Swerve, that's Swerve's old group. So you got Swerve and Will Ospreay, who just beat their leader basically on Saturday, and you got this match. So I really enjoyed that they incorporated that. They basically use so people don't just go with the story. So yeah, that match was fantastic. But the aftermath and the angle that we got afterwards was fantastic. I think it made Swerve look more credible as a champion, even more credible than he already does. And it makes him seem more dangerous. So.
Yes, tapping into that kill shot energy, that energy that got him to the top of the mountain in AEW as it is. I think him laying out Ospreay was the right move here because, like, I know that I saw some chatter about it online, just like, oh, does this mean that Swerve's a heel now? No, he's protecting what's his. He gave Ospreay a warning. He delivered on that warning. Yeah. That is all it is. He's reminding you he may be the crowd favorite. He ain't a good guy. Like, Swerve has never claimed to be a good guy. Like,
he broke into somebody's house. Do you all remember
Exactly. Twice. Just because the crowd loves him don't mean he's necessarily a good guy. He's a twisted guy, and he will do fucked up shit to maintain his spot. And we saw that here. Like, Swerve ain't no bitch. That is exactly right.
Yeah, like, you worry about that friendship, nigga. Business is business. This is my time. This is my property. I'll do what I gotta do to protect this.
Indeed. But very good ending to a pretty good Dynamite, to be honest. I don't have many criticisms of it. I wish that honestly, the stuff with the learning tree, I just wish we knew what was actually going on because it is so confusing. I would rather just know what match I'm seeing at the pay-per-view at this point if there is going to be one. But other than that, I have no real complaints about this Dynamite. I had fun watching it. I love how talent heavy it was in terms of like people popping up from the other companies as well. Yeah, pretty good go home show. What were your thoughts on Dynamite overall, Marcus?
It was a thumbs up for me. Like, it felt like a forbidden door actually getting open. Like, a nod has been made of like the AEW aspects of the show, which, for better or for worse, New Japan just isn't in a great position these days. Mm-hmm. But still, like, you have access to all these talents, and it makes your show much more dynamic and much more must see and much more unpredictable. Like, who the fuck gonna pop up this week? Who gonna pop up next week? What's the card next week gonna be? Now this guy showed up, Is he in town?
Mhm.
Oh, is that guy in town? Like, there's a whole lot of things up and down this card that I'm really excited for. I'm really excited for all the women's stuff, particularly Tony and Mina Shirakawa. And obviously Mercedes and Stephanie Vaquer are going to tear the house down. This is a top tier main event. This is one of the better builds that I've had fun with in quite some time.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't really done anything wrong at all. And there are moments where it's just been complete, like, money. Last week, the week before, and right here. Like, it all continued into, hey, bro, don't touch my shit. Like, you can't handle two things at once. You can't handle all these things you're getting yourself into. And then, hey, bro, it's your business. I told you. Don't fuck with my shit. But yeah, this is a good though. This is a really good show. I'm excited for Sunday. Thumbs up for me.
Yeah, good shit. What about you, Rob? What were your overall thoughts on Dynamite going into Forbidden Door?
I thought Dynamite did a really good job at selling what Forbidden Door was. I thought Dynamite did a fantastic job of getting people excited for the pay-per-view, regardless of what people might say if they're at the level of investment or not. The stories that they're telling you are very clear and right in front of your face. With some of them, it's very wonky, and it takes a while to like get it and like get there. But like they don't have to. If WWE can do the exact same things, I talk about it every Tuesday. If WWE can do the exact same things, and Triple H can drop little nuggets of information for 5 weeks at a time, then AEW can do the exact same thing. And not every story has to be rushed, right? Like a movie takes 2 to 3 hours to get there. So I thought they did a good job of selling the show, telling you who these wrestlers are and why they deserve to be at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I do agree. Sorry, I've just seen something in chat. That's Wikipedia is saying it's Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb versus Joe Hook and Shibata.
Yeah, it's a collision thing. That's I think a collision or a rampage thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry for spoilers. I had no idea. I genuinely was like not doing a bit when I said that I had no idea what was going on with that stuff. Was very confused. Jeff Cobb, wow. Okay, fair enough. Love that for him. We have 2 last super chats before we get out of here, Rob, if you want to pull those up.
All right, let's do this. Honest the Sultan, $5. Love G, but his booking makes it hard to believe what he's talking about. But do I have a feeling but I do have a feeling he may beat Ospreay, as he should.
Hey, man.
He should beat Ospreay.
I love optimism. I love the energy and I love the spirit.
I very much appreciate you
very
being
much should, but I don't think that's gonna happen, bro.
It's not happening.
I don't think it's gonna
happen. That shit is not happening. But yeah, like they tried to like hype him up. Like, bro, who is he beating on TV? Worth a damn since Brody King in the Continental Classic, and since the cage match on Collision. Like,
I support your delusions 100%, but sometimes we gotta be real around here. But we will see come next week. We will be reviewing it. It will be us free back. Like, so
yeah, Beef Breaks looks like a great show. The card's fucking crazy.
Yeah, they've already got some cool shit announced for that. Rob, last super chat.
All right, Black Yakuza. $10. I love DG, but Ospreay isn't losing 2 matches in a row. DG been losing a little bit too much. Ospreay deserved every bit of that house call kick. He forgot whose house it was.
Oh, bro. You got Julio.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he got a little bit too comfortable, man. You can't come in, keep your shoes on, put your feet all on the sofa. No, brother. It's not your house. It is not your house.
You ain't world champion, brother. You can't be out here making matches for the world championship. You ain't won yet, brother.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Can you guys? Oscar's laying in on the couch on the other side of the room, and he's barking in his sleep.
That's crazy.
Can you hear that?
You definitely hear it. You say you saw a part.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, he was listening to the ending of Dynamite.
Yeah.
You said fuck Ospreay.
There he is.
What's up, little nigga?
And I will leave you guys. We will leave you guys on that note. My dog barking in the background. He was doing so well this entire podcast. Right, before we get out of here real quick though, does anyone have any plugs?
No plugs for me, for once.
No? Rob, you got anything?
No.
Alrighty then. I do have a plug.
Like besides the Raw review Tuesdays, y'all know what we do.
Yes.
It's the usual thing. Another review show is in the works, but we're working on that. We're working on getting that situated and settled. So just stay tuned. So
stay tuned. Always new stuff coming. I have a new article out. It is about Hangman, who I went on a rant about earlier. Basically, just summing up some of the stuff that he's done in AEW and what he could potentially be doing coming back. That came out yesterday. It's on the WrestlePurists website. It's retweeted on my page. I'll go retweet it again if you guys want to check it out. You know what my Twitter is at this point. Monty didn't let me know if there's going to be any podcast later this week. Potentially a Forbidden Door preview when the whole card is settled. After Collision? Day of Collision? I don't know. They might run a podcast at some point this weekend. I don't know. Just keep an eye out on the WrestlePurists social media. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. And please go to the actual comment section and leave a comment on the video as well. Tell us what you think should be the Forbidden Door main event. Because I know most people are going to vote Swerve and Ospreay, but people are going to feel differently about different matches. I would quite happily watch Shingo and Bryan main event, but that's just me. But thank you again for joining us. And as soon as I find it, we are out of here. Peace.